And now, our feature presentation.
Princess Peach, won't you listen to my speech? I don't have any stars of invincibility, but you're the brightest star in the sky tonight for me. I'm your Luigi.
What up, bitch? I got a one-up, bitch. What's inside the question block? It's my dick. It's a me, a Mario. I'm more Italian than pastrami. I'll take you by the peaches and give you the hot salami. I save you from dragons and evil blues that are spooky. Must not be a raccoon to get inside your tanuki. I will melt you like Yoshi and show you things you've never seen. My mushroom's now mega, if you know what I mean. So suck it!
Mario, let's do this shit. I like the girl, and you ruin it by yelling stuff about your dick until they go away.
It's okay that Mario's a bit risque. Just tell me what you need to say. Please don't be afraid.
Oh, Princess. It means so much for me to hear you say that. The only thing I've ever wanted to tell you is that, goddammit,
I'm here to pleasure that ass. I'd like to go first, princess, but I always come last. And you say we'll get together, but I'm jacking off alone. Koopa Troopa skeletons are the only drive home. I am tired of your run around, it's such a fucking hassle. I go through shit and then you're in another fucking castle. You gotta think about it, well I don't believe the hype. You'll have a lot of time to think when you are smoking on my war pipe.
OMG, I can't decide on which of you should be the guy to take me on a mustache ride that'll redefine my life.
I'm ready to give love a shot. It's not about how many coins you got. I just know I like you a lot.
Yo, let's check out my yacht.
Let me take you on a magic hot ride.
I'll bust on your balloon when I smack your backside.
Have some fun, I'll bring my friends along.
I'll kick that Donkey Kong right in the Donkey Kong. Come on, Peach, it's time to make your choice. I'm the only plumber that can make your boobies rejoice. Scream lanky ass brother ain't got shit on me. It's time to live out a story of the Princess and the Pea. So, who's it gonna be, Princess?
I choose Toad.
Toad?
Well, his whole body's shaped like a dick.
oh yeah, okay,
yeah, definitely.
Hey guys, I'm Scarfy.
I'm Naka. Back up off the mic, please.
This is the third time it's happened. Is there any way that you can make it happen?
No, because I can't control. It's because I can't control audio levels on Google Hangouts. I can control audio
better?
levels on Discord.
Is this better?
A little bit better.
All right.
Also, if you forgot, I'm Krüz.
And welcome to Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse, a determinedly drunk, geeky, and showful podcast. We're wolves. We house in a tree and we entertain, bringing you all latest entertainment news. So it's like a music appreciation class. We talk about what's going on in certain topics and see how people react to them in certain ways. And that song that you were listening to was Luigi's Ballad from Starbomb.
So
yes.
we need you to teach us a lesson. So if you give us our money, Scarfy will learn to back the fuck off the mic.
S.E.T has been brought to you by Streamlabs. We are a non-profit podcast, but we use this as our go-to for making more episodes and help them be bigger and better than ever before by purchasing equipment or other visual means. Please don't feel obligated. We are not asking for money to pay the rent, but if you have the heart to donate, it is greatly appreciated. Anyway, guys, how have you been tonight?
It's 11:30 in the morning.
How have you been tonight?
I've been doing great. I mean, I know it's 11:30 in the morning, but hey, I mean, you got to give us credit here. Anyway, so yeah, this is fine. How do you do, isn't it? Because we're having a show on Saturday instead of Sunday.
Yeah.
Because
Time zones suck.
Because you have a Tony Day, don't you?
You mean Daytona 500 tomorrow? Yes. It is the biggest race of the year for NASCAR. It is also the last race for restrictor plates, as after this race tomorrow, everything's basically going to be completely changed. At least for a while. And it's the final race of a long, long era of NASCAR. That's why it's super important.
Yeah.
That and it is the most prestigious race in all of NASCAR's racing.
So I do have an announcement to make, guys. Before we get into our show, I just want to remind everyone here that this is a double, meaning that we're going to be covering 2 weeks of entertainment news, which means that next week, on the week of the 24th, we will not be having a show because the Oscars are going to be happening that day, and we don't want to compete with the Oscars, and we would rather watch the Oscars than have a show. So with that being said, guys, With that being said, guys, we are going to start off with music, and looks like Krüz needs to take me to church. So, Krüz, go ahead.
Oh, right.
Are you okay, Krüz?
I'm slowly dying inside.
I know the feeling.
I was about to shutting down, rebooting. Okay, I'm back. Hozier. Wasteland, baby. Well, it would be time to go to church, but it's actually time to go to the wasteland. No, this isn't really to Fallout. Yeah, I'll commend Hozier first. Hozier. I think as I said, firstly for being Irish, and secondly for making music, or at least the one song that I know that doesn't make me want to die. I initially thought the linked song was called Dinner and Diabetes because I can't fucking read. But it's Dinner and Diatribes. And, well, it's decent. It's okay. At least it's not some of the other shit pop. There's some sense of, like, musicness here. Yeah, but he's coming on March 1st.
So I do have a question, Naka. Judging by what you said in the beginning, I get the feeling you don't like Take Me to Church.
Well, I know that this is proverbial church. Mm-hmm. It's not actual church because I'm an atheist. And, you know, if I had to go to church, like it's some family event or something like that, I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't want to be at church. This is bullshit, because that's very disrespectful. I'm not going to be the person that'll be disrespectful on somebody's language. Or religion. I'm not that kind of asshole who's like, you need to believe in this or you need to not believe in this and you can stay alive. I'm not one of those radicalized fuckwits.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. You practice religion, that's fine with me. Just don't be radicalized about it and don't try and force me to get into it. I know you're talking about proverbial church. I know that this is like a metaphor for, hey, I need to go listen to this music more. So, You got me on a little bit of a rant. I need to stop. What was your question again?
I asked you in the very beginning, you didn't like the song Take Me to Church by Hozier, which had, connotations that you kind of have to,
Well, hold on just a moment. This is a little bit unprofessional, but I think my food is here now. No, I don't like cults. So you two talk amongst yourselves.
I like Blue Oyster Cult. Blue Oyster Cult's good.
I don't like cults. I mean, I like cult classics, but not, actual goddamn cults. Hi, Wheelie. How's it going? Anyway, that's all I have to say regarding Hozier. I was listening to it. It's, kind of interesting, but hey, that's really all I have to say. It's better than most music. I'll give it that. I'm the one that I'm most excited for is interesting because, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Boozy Badger, ripped us a new one when we said that this band was kind of, sell out. But anyway, Krüz, continue.
I said, well, they hadn't sold out that hard, and he's like, oh, they sold out a long time ago. All
right, my DoorDash got here a lot quicker than expected, so I'm sorry about that. I did not expect to do that in the middle, but
that's fine.
Yeah, he granted, I do. He did. Boozy had more the perspective, or more a longer period of perspective on that. I mean,
right.
The views of like selling out is because how long one of us or both of us have known the
There's
band.
a difference between getting sponsorship and selling out.
This is not selling out.
And then they're selling out like. With me, oh yeah, the record company's going to make me lots of money, like that kind of selling out.
Anyway, Krüz.
It's the only song I know about him. But yeah, it's
Weezer.
Say it ain't so. Yeah, when one
Carl
mentions
Weezer?
Carl, when one mentions a Black Album, they usually mean Metallica's self-titled album. Since I think that's the most famous Black Album that I know of. Blech. Weezer, they're doing the same, but this one, well, it is self-titled. It is actually, but except it's not. It's an official like subtitle of the album. It's not unofficial. Like it's in parentheses. Not their only self-titled. Not their only fucking shit. Not their only self-titled album either. It is actually their 6th.
Oh, really?
And each of them has it has a name in parentheses, and in order they are the self-titled albums are blue, green, red, white, and teal. I think teal is the one that was more notable.
Okay.
Again, it's not the Weezer of old, but it's still the band's name. They're going a little bit on the same path as Panic at the Disco, unfortunately.
Right.
Kind of a band being going more towards the pop side of pop rock and just trying to
remind us,
chat,
just for the record, remind us to look up Cole Porter since we still have no idea what Cole Porter is. Who Cole Porter is, because Boozy, asked us, hey, you guys know who Cole Porter is? I'm just wondering. And I'm like, we don't know who Cole Porter is. Exactly.
I don't know. No. Yeah, the album is coming on March 1st.
Anyway,
I like
Naka,
Weezer.
you like Weezer?
I like Weezer. They're just, they're kind of more the easing listening music that I listen to compared to, Brendan Small, My Name is Murder.
Oh, really?
Clock stuff. But they're definitely on, the easier side of stuff that I like to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand, they're going more towards mainstream with their cover of Africa by Toto.
Yeah, that's not on this album, but that was a recent thing.
It's I just know that's somewhat recent.
I think that was just a single or something. I mean, a lot of bands have covered it. Even my favorites, even though I think the song is kind of bland and overrated, but my favorite covers of it are Ninja Sex Party, Matt from Trivium, a solo cover, and Leo's cover from Frog Leaf Studios. Yeah.
No, that definitely makes sense. Anyway, that's all I have to say regarding Weezer. But yeah, I'm more excited about this next one.
Got my first real 6-string over at the 5 and dime. It was the summer of '69.
You gotta get a rasp in the voice.
I'm done.
The Canadian rock artist Bryan Adams is back. Half century after that legendary summer of '69 for Shine a Light, coming out on February 22nd. Of course, the song wasn't made in 1969. I don't believe it couldn't have been. But Adams is still rocking that classic raspy voice that Naka has imitated for you. I haven't listened to much aside from summer that I can remember. I think it probably another one's come on the radio that I haven't really remembered or paid attention to. But I'll check out some new stuff. It does sound... It's a mixture of kind of keeping like an old classic rock sound, but also trying to modernize the formula a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to... Because a lot of bands have had to do that. I think, was it Bon Jovi that too? Like other classic rock artists, there were...
I kind of like this song because I'm just going to say it's better than that one song that goes, shine bright like a diamond, and I just...
Shine bright like your forehead?
And you wouldn't even... And Naka doesn't even know what song that is.
No, because I don't listen to mainstream
probably
shit.
Heard it 20 fucking million times.
You don't listen to what?
I don't listen to mainstream shit.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't even have to. It just gets forced into your ears because that's what you're supposed to like because you're
It's Rihanna who's
you're
singing.
Oh, that's why.
Because you're
you don't like Rihanna?
Fuck no.
Because they expect you to be a good corporate slave and to, just be have no will of your own, no aspirations, no nothing.
Yeah, anyway.
You just accept whatever shit they throw at you, and it's getting shittier and shittier.
I will say this about this song. Bryan Adams, I've only really heard one song. He probably has more on the radio, but Summer of 69, I don't automatically turn it off because, I don't hear it that often on the radio. It's not in, like, my rotation, but, like, it's a good song to listen to for a while.
No, I agree. This next one was kind of new that I found, though. I'll give it that.
Reminds me of Animal Alpha in a good way.
Animal Alpha. Yep. So, Rock Goddess this time. Yeah, this is a new one to me as well. All female lineup, English heavy metal band. It's solid. I don't believe that this song is from the new album because I couldn't find stuff that was more recent than from a year ago. So it probably wouldn't be on the new album. They seem to sound more like a hard rock, almost in the way that, they don't sound like Airbourne, but I mean like more of like hard rock leaning into metal. But it is still damn good. We'll have to see what this album actually holds. But it is coming out soon on February 22nd.
I do want to clarify something about Animal Alpha. Their lead singer was female. Everybody else is a male, but that's where, like, female metal singers are few and far between. And honestly, it's when they're good, they're good.
Yeah, like Arch Enemy.
It's like, it's not just saying they're good. I'm saying they're good.
Good.
Yeah,
I
do agree to that.
I'm not gonna speak in the mic like this the whole time, so don't worry.
Why? If you speak in the mic like this, you're gonna have a good time.
You like that right in your
We're not
ear.
an ASMR channel.
I know. Go ahead.
It's like, can you hear the wet sounds in my mouth when I'm talking?
No, gross. Stop. Ew, no. Anyway, Rock Goddess. I was listening to what they have. It almost sounds like that. It's really cool to see bands like this. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, 1 second. Right. You guys keep talking.
Okay. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with DoorDash. I know I'm going a little bit off topic right now, but I'm thoroughly impressed with DoorDash because they said it was going to show up at noon, and my food showed up 10 minutes ago.
That's quite a bit early, yeah. I've only used like Uber Eats like once. And it got here. It got not here. Well, it was in Florida. It got there in a reasonable amount of time. Although those services are actually still are pretty popular here. It's called Wolt, and the other one is NetPincer.
Okay, sorry about that. I hate to say that, but I hate to,
NetPincer and
cut myself off. But unfortunately, my next door neighbor literally has dogs, and all they do is stay outside, and they like to start involuntary howls, and I don't want that on my feed. So, as I was saying, Rock Goddess, it's really nice to see, a female band. It's rare to see them because you're usually seeing the male dominant bands. But hey, I'm actually really happy. So I listened to it. It's got a great tune. I love it, and yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, bands with women in them are becoming more common, or at least they're also becoming more common live. I mean, this was not the last time, but the time I saw Sabaton headlining, both of the bands were female-led. And the other thing was that Alyssa from Arch Enemy was like, female-fronted bands aren't a category. I'm like, that is true. However, I noticed that they do tend to be in either like melodic death metal bands or
Right.
symphonic metal bands like Nightwish. They're usually into those two categories. Then you have bands like Nervosa or thrash metal.
Right. That's all I have to say regarding Rock Goddess. However, we still have 2 more pieces of music, don't we?
2 more, and one of them I get to make a Halo joke.
What? You went dead.
No.
I
Go.
missed it. Sorry. Admittedly, I'd only listened to this band's Iron Maiden covers up until now, but there's a chance to listen to more because Dream Theater's new album, Distance Over Time, is coming out on February 22nd. Choked in my own spit. Yeah, it's something I like vomited in my mouth though. It's like,
That's gross.
I was like, I'll make more noises. John Petrucci is a badass guitar player. I'm definitely going to be listening to more songs from this album, and I will admit I have slept on this band, but that shall be no longer. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to the song. I forgot to mention the name of it, but
Dream Theater.
No, this the name of the song.
It's fine.
But it was quite nice to listen to.
There is a song by Dream Theater called Pull Me Under. I'm not too sure if you heard of it, but it's like 8 minutes long, and yeah, it's actually really nice.
I'll check that one out
I
too.
need to take off my sweatshirt real quick, so just keep going.
Yeah. Is there anything you... are you finished, Naka? I mean, are you finished, Krüz, or no? Or you still have more to read?
I don't have more to read.
Okay. Naka, what do you have to say regarding Dream Theater?
Dream Theater is definitely a band that, was just introduced to me, but they've got a great sound. I'll definitely check them out more.
Yeah, that's all I have to say regarding Dream Theater. But hey, it's nice, it's cool. I listened to it. I actually really enjoyed it. So
also, distance over time, isn't that a way? It's like how much distance you're going over this time. That's a way to calculate speed. Now that I think
Speed is key. So I'm guessing it's supposed to be like seems to be referring to like speed of like evolution, or something like that, because it's like a cyborg hand holding a skull.
You speak of evolution. It reminds me from a line of Spy Kids 2 that Steve Buscemi said, "Do you think that God stays in heaven because he's truly afraid of what he's created?"
I love that line.
That was from Spy
I don't remember that line.
That was from motherfucking Spy Kids 2.
Yeah.
That wasn't like some like R-rated like deep movie. That was a kids movie that had that line.
I don't remember that line. That's the one where they tried to run away to the island, right?
Yeah, and they're trying to look through the transmoker device.
All right, yeah. My memory's fading from that. Okay.
Double kill, triple kill,
So we have
overkill, kill.
we have one more.
But not Sisq.
No, that is different. That is not a Halo reference.
I know.
Anyway, the Wings of War. So on February 22nd, prepare, get ready to dance with the angels on the head of a pin. To say that Overkill is back would be like saying you jumped right back into the mosh pit, basically after no time at all. Or at least it feels that way. So I got into Overkill by way of their last album, and also went back and listened to older stuff. And the Grinding Wheel, the 2017 album, won my top 10 list that year. Even though I feel like now I should have given it to Trivium, but Trivium did get nominated for a Grammy, so that's, at least something that happened. Yeah, the Grammys, their reputation, or like, to say that they have any like reputability is like meaningless. Like there is no reputability. There hasn't been for years now, because they just award it to whatever's like people just whatever shitty auto-tuned bullshit happens to get the most clicks that year. That's all it is. So the Wings of War might soar to the top of this year's top 10, but we'll have to see what the rest of 2019 holds.
There's a lot more to look forward to in 2019, so...
Yeah. Yep, and we'll see what happens. Maybe even that new Tool album might be coming out eventually.
System of a Down.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. That one's looking a little bit less likely, but we can hope.
I was listening to this album, to this song, and I was actually kind of impressed by how awesome they are. Have you ever been to an Overkill concert, Naka? I mean, Krüz?
I did. I'm actually going to do that again because they're coming to Budapest on March 11th.
I hope you get to go to another baby metal concert because, good lord, that was a good time.
Yeah, it was good. I wanted to. I don't know. We'll see whenever the rest of the new album's coming out. Yeah, but I saw them in a small club in Richmond. But this will be, I think, a bigger venue. I'm not sure what the arena or whatever it is, how big it is, but it should be a pretty fun time. And I've also really enjoyed listening to new songs. The from like this almost like buzzing intro, like that fades into the like drums, like pound, like how that gets into was it Last Man Standing?
Right.
That's just so hype. And also the surprisingly, like, Overkill usually plays in standard tuning, and they can make like with it's either standard or draft D. I don't with head of a pin, but whichever it is, they make it sound heavier than the tuning would suggest. But
I do agree.
Especially that breakdown riff, it sounds so good. I'm really excited to see them again.
That's all I have to say about Overkill. Naka?
I enjoy Overkill's music. I was listening, like, when I had 3 days off of school, like, basically, the last weekend from last Friday till Wednesday, I got out of class early, and then I just basically spent the rest of the weekend at home. But I was flipping through, like, the music channels that Comcast Xfinity has. By the way, Xfinity, if you're listening into us, don't throttle our speeds, please. Okay, thank you, bye. But I was listening like through some of like the music select channels they have, and Overkill was playing on the metal channel. I'm just like, well, I'm leaving it here because I like Overkill.
I'd rather it would be on TV or on a TV channel. That's actually how I found Radiohead, because there was just some bit on like how they made King of Limbs. Like, that was a very weird album for them. It showed like what they were doing in the studio to like make some of the sounds. But yeah, thrash metal, Overkill. Fuck
anyway, that's all I have to say about. Is that it for music, Krüz?
That is it for music for this double week. And now we're going to direct to you. Bring the news.
All right. One thing before we get started with the video game section is that last night there was a very exciting NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series race, or the NASCAR GOT, or NGOTS is the acronym, which some people will get confused as the NASCAR Game of Thrones series. But that was a very exciting race. Currently, what's on right now on Fox Sports 1, if you have the channel, is the NASCAR Racing Experience 300, or as my friend Luis, aka Auto Rock and Racing 94, has coined it, the Permatex 300, because that's one of the previous sponsors. That's on right now. Austin Hill won last night's race, and boy, that was entertaining. Whole lot better than what's been going on this week. But we've got Nintendo Direct was on Wednesday, the 13th.
Really?
And holy shit. Holy shit. There was a lot of stuff in here.
Oh yeah, I saw this first one.
Is there a slide for Nintendo Direct or not really?
No, I brought it up. I got it.
All right, cool.
I just went away from it real quick, but Scarfy, I know you had to edit it just to be like it was up to your standards, but when I usually do these like big long like show highlights, I usually take my own notes, and then you can take with that what you will and create it.
The only thing I edited down was just like I split it into paragraphs so it didn't seem all clustered. That's all. Anyway.
But Mario, do I have to copy and paste every single game that's in bold, or?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. Anyway.
God dang it. Oh, dang it.
This is going to be a whole lot harder.
Well.
But Mario Maker is coming for the Switch, and it finally has slopes. Oh my god. I loved Mario Maker, except it didn't have fucking slopes. I've played tons and tons and tons of Super Mario World ROM hacks, and if you only have steps, it's not very good. But Super Mario Maker 2 brings slopes. Super Mario 3D World is going to be a new environment, so it'll have enemies from Super Mario 3D World, power-ups, and it's going to have the graphic style, even though it's going to be completely 2D.
Right.
It'll release in June of this year, with many more elements and gameplay tweaks in development for release.
So regarding Super Mario Maker 2, and I just want to be clear because I kind of want to like go into detail all of them. I don't want to just like announce them all at once. So for Super Mario Maker 2, I will have to say, when you say slopes, are you talking about like curvy like platforms, like curved that like, curve like down under from the ground that are not just straight platforms?
Like a smooth line that goes up, but not like straight up like a diagonal.
Oh, okay.
In the first Mario Maker, you had to do steps to get up there.
Would you say there are slopes in the Mario World game?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yes,
especially on ice levels, probably.
I have played so much Super Mario World and ROM hacks to know that slopes are a part of the game.
You're one of those people who actually play ROM hacks? Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. I know.
Well, now Nintendo's coming for your ass.
Anyway.
Super Mario Maker, which I have not played, but I've watched tons of gameplay of it, especially from Game Grumps and Funhouse. It looks like super entertaining to watch. Also, Achievement Hunter too, because they did a whole month of it. It looks so fucking funny because the levels are just stupid.
I don't know if I'll ever pay $60 for Mario Maker 2 when I can kind of do that at home and just play at home. But at the same time, I do recognize that, well, hey, you can actually make something a little more creative and you can actually do it on your Switch as opposed to the Wii U, which was sadly short-lived. But I do understand what you're saying. Anyway, I don't have much to say about Mario Maker 2. It's a good game. I don't know if I'll pay $60 for it though. I would kind of have to wait until it actually gets a price drop. But that's really all I have to say regarding Mario Maker 2. But anyway.
All right, we now move on to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order, which it is a Switch exclusive, which I think is kind of fucking stupid. That's just me.
I'm really surprised too.
Because the previous two Marvel Ultimate Alliance games were out for both PlayStation and Xbox, so it wasn't just a single console exclusive.
It is a choice.
But you can play it like in the dock mode for TV mode. There's local play where you all have your Switch consoles and you can play locally through near field communication. And there's also online play, but you need Nintendo Switch Online subscription for that. Captain Marvel will be a playable character that was just revealed in this direct, and each character will have a unique Alliance Extreme attack. There will also be synergy attacks with other players, and there are unique Ultimate Alliance attacks as well.
The Alliance, that name just sounds like, sounds gross.
There is no
Alliance
current,
Ultimate.
There is no current release date right now. It's just summer 2019. Like, this game looks good, but the fact that it's a Switch exclusive has turned a lot of people off from it.
Yeah, it makes sense to release it for all three systems, not just this one system. So I'm kind of surprised, but maybe they'll announce it in the later days. Who knows? That's all I have to say regarding it, though.
I just think,
like I said, it is a choice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not asking for, like, Super
Whether
Mario 64 to come out
to
for the Xbox One and PS4, because...
No. I definitely understand what you're saying. It's like, why would I want to get that when I can play it on this system and not on that system?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But Marvel Ultimate Alliance has never been an exclusive title, so that's why a lot of people are upset. Me as well.
And why was it a Nintendo exclusive also?
See,
it's not...
That's weird.
Just because, like, did Nintendo have certain rights to it? Is like... Or what?
I don't know.
I don't know what
I'm pretty sure they just haven't announced it yet, or maybe they are and they're just trying to make it yet. I don't know.
So, I'm not actually sure if this game has already been released or if it's just being remade for the Switch. But Box Boy plus
Yeah.
Box Girl is the actual title, but you bolded Box Boy, so that's what I'm going to paste.
Yeah, keep talking, I'll be right back. Keep talking.
You got to talk about the dogs, don't you? But it's a game being released or re-released for the Switch. I'm not exactly sure, but there's more levels, and there's now a 2-player mode. An interesting puzzle game with 270 stages to beat. Box Boy plus Box Girl will release on Test Drive Day. That's an inside joke about one of my friends. On April 26, 2019.
Well, that's the thing. I missed the Direct. I know some of the news, but I didn't see all the trailers. But I don't know. I feel like this could be a game, just to dump some time into. Speaking of games, I did finish Liar Princess and Blind Prince.
That was quick.
My one. It was. Yeah, it is such a short game, but the story.
The narrative.
The story was great. The art looks really cool. It's almost a little bit. There's a little bit of like Tim Burton-y feel with like the little, like deliberate fuck ups and appearances.
Right.
The puzzles are not too. They're like it requires some effort. Like it's not too easy, but it's also not going to be too hard. It doesn't have the extreme like gravity fuckery puzzles that Ori had. Still waiting to see when Ori and the Will of the Wisp comes out. That release trailer from E3 that announcement trailer from E3 was really fucking cool, really fucking good.
Right.
Liar.
I don't have much to say about Box Boy.
If you have a little bit of time, I think it took me like, I don't know, maybe totally 4 hours to beat the game. If you got some time and you want to just sink some time into a game with a good story and it's pretty engaging, I recommend it.
Before I continue on and let Scarfy say his point, there are a few things that were announced in this Direct that are out now, and I'll bring them up when their time comes.
Right. I don't have much to say about Box Boy, but it looks like a good game for anyone who wants to play a certain game that is in the next paragraph. Well, the paragraph after, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all I have to say regarding Box Boy. So let's move on.
Bop.
The ultimate spring update for Smash Ultimate is going to version 3.0. But they teased us because they're going to announce all the changes and shit later. But Joker finally has a model in the game, and it's most likely going to be included in said update. So if you have like the Challenge Pass or the Fighter Pass, whatever that Season Pass is called, or you just want to buy Joker, it'll probably...
Actually, they have a bundle where you can get where you can get all 5 passes as the game.
That's why I said like the
coming out in 2020. Right.
That's why I said like the Challenge Pass or like whatever Season Pass deal they have. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah.
But it'll probably release alongside the 3.0 update, but we'll find out later.
Right.
New amiibos for Smash are coming out as well. You can look up amiibos if you're interested in collecting them. I personally am not, so that's why I didn't list them.
Okay,
because all I need is my Waluigi.
You really want Waluigi, don't you?
Fuck yes, I do.
Anyway.
But he's already an assist trophy. They're not going to bring an assist trophy that's already in the game and make him a playable character.
They wouldn't think to do such a thing. I think if Nintendo like they can't do that.
I can see the announcement trailer right now. Like Waluigi is currently in an assist trophy. And he's trying to like break out of his binds, and he actually does.
I think it would actually be worse for them if they did, because it's kind of like I don't know. You probably wouldn't know about this, but in Washington, the Washington Nationals baseball team, the whole joke. So they had the president's race, and it was it's Washington, Lincoln, I think. Jefferson, maybe, and Theodore Roosevelt. And the whole joke was that that Teddy never wins. So you'll see like the total wins will be like 80, 60, 30, 0. And then they let Teddy win one, and it was a huge thing. And then since then, it's been meaningless. So it's kind of like, oh, that's just kind
Anyway,
of.
let's move on. Let's try not to knock Krüz. Let's try not to let's try to stick on schedule because there's a lot of news.
There's a lot of shit to go through, so I'm trying to
there
keep
is.
shit down to a minimum.
No, that was just a little aside.
So
keep going, Naka.
Well, first I have to highlight this whole thing, and I can't just triple click on it because that's not the way Word works. But Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for the Switch has a co-op update or a co-op mode in a free update, which is now currently available. It was also announced alongside the new paid DLC. I completely forget what it's going to be called, but there will be 18 new challenges in 5 new courses. It is available to purchase right now if you just want the DLC and you already own Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, but you only get one of the courses for right now because not everything's 100% yet. The rest of the pack comes March 14th, Pi Day, and a digital bundle is actually available to purchase now. So if you don't have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker and want to buy Captain Toad Treasure Tracker with this paid DLC, you can buy that now, and the DLC will release in full when it releases.
I feel like that's also a strategy just to give games a second win sometimes.
I think Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is definitely one of those games where it's like, why do I want to play a game where there's really no Mario in the game?
Because there's
Toad!
I mean?
Exactly. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Flips.
Yes, that's all I have to say regarding Captain Toad. You can move on, Naka.
Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, which I immediately thought was basically a Castlevania spinoff, and I'm not saying that as like, oh, it's a Castlevania ripoff. When it's kind of not. It's a side-scrolling Castlevania-like action game with unique elements filled with side quests and character customization. That's really all I got out of it, because I know the Castlevania games are great. I just haven't really played them. I haven't really given my full attention to them. But it will release in the summer of 2019.
It makes sense. I don't have much to say regarding it, but yeah, that's really all I have to say. I'm more interested in the next 2 games that you're going to announce, though.
All right. If you have ever played Fortune Street and wondered where Slime is from, he is from Dragon Quest, and I believe Slime is going to be included in Dragon Quest Builders 2, which has been announced. It's basically Minecraft meets Dragon Quest, and that is by no means a bad thing. If you have Dragon Quest Builders 1 on the Switch, you can craft exclusive items, and will launch on July 12th, 2019. Again, it's kind of got its Minecraft style, but it's also got like the Dragon Quest RPG elements. So it's an interesting combination. But as I speak of Dragon Quest, I thought there was a new game in development, but it turns out it's just a remaster for the Switch, even though we somehow talked about it, and yet I don't remember it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I had to point that out to you because you were like, "Oh, a new Dragon Quest." I'm like, "We talked about it on an episode like eons ago. You don't remember?" And you're like, "No,
I remember. I don't."
Yeah, it's Dragon Quest 11, so it's got your typical Dragon Quest gameplay. And again, that's not a bad thing because Dragon Quest is actually pretty good, from what I've heard. And there's gambling, which means it's going to get an M rating in the European Union.
Oh, great! Now you know how I felt when Pokemon decided to cut its gambling because parents didn't like the gambling part in it. But continue.
It was Europe that didn't like
here
it.
is different, but it's like it just mentions age. It doesn't mention like what it. They don't use like M. It's like something 18, 16, or
Peggy 18, Peggy 16.
Peggy 16. It's always in the same like deadpan British voice. Peggy 16.
Anyway.
But something cool is that, I'm not sure if this was in the other versions, but in this version, you can change it to the 16-bit style and audio, or the glorious modern-day 3D graphics and fully orchestrated music. The game can be experienced in Japanese or English audio. And I just brought up the music point again. I brought it up earlier.
That's fine.
About 4 seconds ago.
Yeah.
And I believe that the new new orchestral soundtrack is exclusive to the Switch version.
which is kind of upsetting considering that it should have been in all the other versions and considering that synthesized music is a dying art form, but continue.
All right, there is also new stories for the side main characters. Hey, Shadow Wolf's here, woo! That reveal more lore behind them and of the world. Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. Oh my god, that is a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
Will be available this fall exclusively on the Switch. More to come later.
Yeah.
I've never played Dragon Quest. I think I've even only just listened to. I don't know if it was Dragon Quest. It was Dragon's. I think it was Dragon Age. It was like.
What was so funny?
It was a remix of a Seether song. Like
yeah.
supposed to be from it.
What was so funny when they were showing when Nintendo Direct was showing the picture that kind of teases as to what's to come, and they showed Dragon Quest Builders 2. I'm like, that art style looks like Akira Toriyama. Yep. I knew exactly that was going to be Dragon Quest.
Akira Toriyama has a thing for dragons. He likes Dragon Balls. He likes Dragon Quests.
It's almost like he's a.
He likes triggering people in the Chronoverse. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, continue.
This next title basically just made me say, "What the actual fuck is this?"
What is this?
Bandai Namco. It is Saturday. I know it's 12:16 p.m. on the West Coast and Saturday.
Is it Saturday?
But Disney Tsum Tsum Festival is a minigame collection with Disney-themed Tsum Tsums, and it's made by Bandai Namco. Again, I've never heard of whatever the fuck these things are.
Is it minigames from a certain
You've never heard of Tsum Tsums before? They've been selling like hotcakes, and it's ridiculous how much money they've been getting.
You see, I don't pay attention to toys other than Hot Wheels and Matchbox and die-cast
you
cars.
probably know Tsum Tsum. That's the
hey,
fucking
if they made a Hot Wheels game for the Switch, would you get it?
Yeah. Hopefully, it's like, oh, hey, we're going to port over the good Hot Wheels game. So Hot Wheels World Race gets ported over. Hot Wheels Turbo Racing from the Nintendo 64. Stunt Track Challenge. Beat That. And Velocity X. Those would be my 5 games I would want ported over.
The World Race was the GameCube one, right?
World Race was on the GameCube along with Velocity X. And
the World Race was the one I had. It was pretty cool.
So basically, Tsum Tsum is a Japanese collectible stuffed toys based upon Disney characters. The name is derived from the Japanese verb sumu, meaning to stack, because the rectangle-shaped toys are designed to stack on top of each other, forming a pyramid shape. I don't understand why they're making these.
Yeah, that's what they're doing with the Mazdas.
Yeah, I prefer Zoom. Anyway,
it's a Mazda sponsored racing game, I guess.
It is not. It is not.
Maybe
no, it's not.
Could be.
This isn't Yaris for the Xbox 360. Anyway, continuing with Starlink Battle for Atlas is getting a new Star Fox themed update where you take control of Falco, Peppy, and Slippy. God damn it!
It's like, guys, get this guy off me, guys. Oh, it's always about you, isn't it?
You really don't like Slippy, do you?
Slippy sucks.
When you've seen like Star Fox drama, or Skype drama, it's great. It's a great video.
But this update will be available on the Switch exclusively in April of this year. Which it's more Starlink Battle for Atlas content. I believe it's free. I'm not sure if they said it was going to be free or paid or not. So we'll find out about that later.
Yeah. Anyway.
Moving on to Rune Factory 4 Special is being released later this year, and it's basically Weeaboo Harvest Moon. I want to thank Alvarad for coining that description.
Weeaboo. Nice.
And currently in development is Rune Factory 5, and not
which
much
is just in development. Not much is announced.
And then we have another new announcement for Oninaki is an RPG where you must travel from the living world into the beyond to help souls before they become lost and turn into monsters.
How loud was that?
Three Frozen Noodles asked you a question, Naka.
I'm more into the realistic stuff, like some fantasy stuff. Like if it's not too insane, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I don't have much to say about Oninaki, but continue.
An action RPG game with lots of reincarnation themes will be releasing sometime this summer.
Okay.
Ugh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm yawning. It's just like I'm trying to like stay awake. It has nothing to do with the news. It's just more like, I need a yawn, that kind of thing. Anyway,
Go take a poop. Go take a poop. You won't feel so tired.
I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, continue. Anyway,
and
just
fall asleep on the shitter.
See you later, Shutter.
We have 2 more games. Anyway, continue.
We have more than 2 more games, by the way.
Yeah, right.
A little bit more.
Yoshi's Crafted World is almost here, and I don't want to talk about the gameplay right now because I want to talk about it when it releases. A demo for the game is available right now, and the game will release on March 29th.
You really want to play this game, don't you?
Yes, because I missed out.
Did you like?
I missed out on Woolly World, and
you really wanted to play Woolly Worlds?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna check out the
now
demo.
for probably the biggest news that was tweeted by Nintendo that they really wanted to milk in front of us, right?
For now.
Yes.
Fire Emblem 3 Houses is currently in development. One thing I would like to note is the fact that Leicester is a place in the UK as well as this land. These 3 kingdoms have lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. And holy shit, there was a lot revealed about this, but this is already a crowded enough show as it is. We will talk about it more later, because we'll probably do like a showcase of it like when it gets closer to it.
Yeah, we'll talk about this one a little bit later.
It was originally supposed to release this spring, but it got delayed, and I would personally rather have a game be higher quality that's delayed a little bit than a game that was rushed.
The old adage from I forget the guy's name.
Right.
Hey, who just loaded their Switch?
Me.
Are you about to play?
Why are you? Okay.
Are you about to play Tetris 99?
No.
Yes.
I am about to download the demo for the previous game, but you were close.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been playing Tetris 99 because I really enjoy it. I'm having so much fun with it. I understand it's an online game, but I can't get enough of it. I love it. You got to play it. It's really good.
But yeah,
I never thought the idea of a Tetris Battle Royale game was good, but it's free for people who have Nintendo Switch Online. It's a Battle Royale game that I can get behind because it's basically Tetris. It's just a Tetris tournament. It's really all it is.
I haven't watched this yet, but Achievement Hunter just uploaded.
I know a lot of people who are really good at Tetris. It's kind of funny.
Well, I'll check it out afterwards. On the Let's Play channel, they uploaded a video.
Yeah, you can download it for free.
Huh. I'll go watch it and then check it out.
Right. Anyway, continue, Naka.
But there's no paid skins or loot boxes, because there's no voice chat. You don't have to deal with toxic 9-year-olds. It's great.
That's good.
Get out of my room! I'm playing Fortnite.
It's currently it released shortly after the Nintendo Direct, so that's live now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, I hear the dogs. Anyway.
Oh shit! 1 second.
Meanwhile, Dead by Daylight is getting ported to the Switch this fall. It's already on Steam, I know. And for those who have played Undertale, you know the dog. Annoying dog.
I don't know if... I'm probably really stupid. This might have been announced, but yeah, I just saw Deltarune is coming out on Switch.
Deltarune Chapter 1 will be coming to the Switch for free because it's free on PC right now. Because it's still in development. It's coming to the Switch on the 28th of February for free.
Yep.
And
that.
Our next trailer.
I played a little bit on PC, but I haven't finished it. So I'll just play the rest of it on Switch.
Our next trailer is for a game called Daemon X Machina. It currently now has a demo for a limited time, and it's currently available. But like I said, it's a limited time demo type thing. They call it the prototype missions. Because the game is still in development.
That's what a prototype is.
It is a mech fighting game different from Mech Assault and Titanfall, which I don't know why Scarvy wanted me to copy and paste those because those are already out. And it looks rather interesting. It should be launching this summer. Another thing that has gotten me hyped as hell is Grid Autosport is coming to the Nintendo Switch. I completely forgot about this. Because there's no...
Wait, you're excited about this one, aren't you?
Yes, I already have it on PC because it's been out for a few years. Because this is basically support. But the fact that the Nintendo Switch actually has a good, or will be getting a good, third-party licensed car racing game, it speaks volumes for, hey, the Nintendo Switch is getting better and better third-party support than the Wii and the Wii U. So that says something.
That makes sense. Yeah, it does. And I'm actually kind of surprised. So I'm really, really happy about that. Anyway.
But, whoa.
How did you know I was uploading my Switch anyway?
Because I heard the noise is coming through your
That
microphone.
was me. Didn't I say it was me? I think I said.
All right, next up we have a neuroscience-based game, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a psychological action game where you venture through Viking hell to find your lost lover. I had no idea this game existed before the Direct, but it's got like tons. It's actually got a lot of awards behind it.
Right.
But it is getting ported to the Switch this spring. Mortal Kombat 11, which I believe Shaggy Rogers
Sonic Scoob. No, I can't.
It's probably only going to be using a maximum. If I had to guess a number, would probably be a maximum of 4% of his power in that game.
I'm not sure if he's actually going to be included in the game or not.
More likely 2.5 ish.
Mm-hmm. But that'll be releasing on the 23rd of April. Unravel 2, which is currently out on PC and Xbox One, as far as I know. I'm not sure about PS4 because I have EA access on my Xbox. So that's how I found out it's on Xbox. That's releasing on the 22nd of March for the Switch. Right. Assassin's Creed Liberation, that's one of the games coming.
How did you know I was uploading Tetris 99? I just find that really hilarious.
I didn't know you were playing Tetris 99.
Wait, is your Switch on, or did you just hear mine and think?
I heard Krüz's Switch, and I'm just like, who loaded their Switch?
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, so it was me. Why are you talking about it like it's him? That's what me confused.
Anyway,
Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, one of the best.
Assassins.
Shut up! That's actually rather rude.
Whereas because I watched and they need to get back to playing this with Z and Z. Every time I've seen them, see the word assassin, I think of how Zach says Zach and/or Shiny says assassin.
But
get back to playing that game. Damn it! You're like what? Fucking 40 episodes in. Either you're in for a penny, in for a pound.
But Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered will be coming out on May 21st and will include Assassin's Creed Liberation Remastered, as well as both games will have all their DLC, which is good. Thank you, Ubisoft. Final Fantasy.
Ubisoft is nice.
Very key.
Final Fantasy VII, the PlayStation 1 port, not like the remaster, tech demo, whatever the fuck thing. It's the PlayStation 1 version will be available on March 26th. Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon Everybody will be releasing on the 29th of March, and Final Fantasy IX is currently released on the Switch right now. So two PlayStation 1 classic Final Fantasy games. They're already doing better than the PlayStation Classic.
That's the PlayStation Classic barely sold anything at all. It's kind of sad.
The most interesting thing I've seen about the PlayStation Classic was Game Attack testing the theory of confirming if the Classic had a bittering agent on it, and apparently it does. It's like a 1-minute video, and he just licks it and he's like, "Yep, it's bitter." And that's about it.
But yeah, I'm really glad that Final Fantasy IX is getting a re-release.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just glad that we're getting great third-party support for the Switch.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'm very, very happy. And we have 2 big announcements left, don't we? For the Switch, for the Direct, correct?
Well, you forgot about Astral Chain.
Oh,
which
right.
will release
Forgot about
August
that
30th, 2019. It's a fighting action game set in the futures with lots of technological elements. It's really trippy and futuristic. It looks pretty good. And like I said, that releases August 30th, 2019. Bayonetta 3 is still in development, but there are no current updates for right now, which sucks. But hey, they're going to take their time and make it the best game they can.
Big Tits McThree.
Link, what are you doing here? Oh my god, it's a new Zelda game! Actually, it's just Link's Awakening being remastered for the Nintendo Switch.
There you go.
The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, originally a Game Boy game released in 1993. This 29 remaster looks beautiful, considered one of the best games of all time by many, and I'm actually glad it's getting more recognition in its modern day. Unfortunately, a theory that Scarfy and I may have... Sorry, excuse me. Unfortunately, a theory that Scarfy and I have may have come true. Nothing was talked about for the 3DS, and I think it's done for.
But it's not dead yet, damn it.
It's still going, but it's lasted a long
I
goddamn
literally
time.
brought it here with me to Budapest, and I have not opened it since I've been here. It is useful to have for. It was useful for me to like have like another place to watch YouTube and like just have. Because when I was studying, I would just watch or just have Ruby playing in the background. And it actually helps me focus quite a bit.
But you said that you're a huge fan of Link's Awakening, aren't you, Naka?
It made the Game Boy well worth purchasing in 1993 and onward.
Wait, you bought the Game Boy in 1993? Oh, wait, I don't think you were even born then.
No, I wasn't born. I just know it came out
He bought
in
a Game
93.
Boy. He didn't say when it was.
Oh, well.
I
mean,
was not alive in
you're a
1993
moron.
either. I wouldn't be alive for another 3 years.
I'm not a
but
moron. I'm not ahead of the curve.
Well,
Anyway.
I haven't played a lot of the old like Zelda games, but this gives me an opportunity to check those out. Because the ones I've played are Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, and I think that's it.
Anyway, that's all for this Nintendo Direct. This took way too goddamn long. I need to move it on to Dirt Rally 2.0.
Holy
Yes,
shuck.
why don't you do that?
Dirt Rally 2.0 is a sequel to Dirt Rally and is the more hardcore simulation-based rally game series in the Dirt franchise. Focusing on rallying and rallycross, the game features stages from Argentina, Australia, New Zealand, Poland, Spain, and the US. There will be future expansions through DLC, but they are currently unknown if they're going to be paid or unpaid. Cars and tracks from the FIA World Rallycross Championship, aka WRX, will also be available.
Radio station.
The game has a new weather modeling system where changes in the weather will affect grip levels and hazards on the stage, like fog.
Basically, the only thing you need to know is that rain means slip. Slip means die. It's probably more complicated than that.
There's surface degradation, meaning as more cars pass through the stage, the surface will start to shift and break up, which means grip can be reduced, or depending on the situation, most of the time grip is usually reduced a little bit. There's no rewind, there's full damage, tons of fun, and some of the My Team functions from Dirt 4 will be continuing on, meaning you need race engineers and mechanics to repair your car and improve it. Dirt Rally 2.0 looks to be a great title and a fantastic successor to Dirt Rally, and releases on PC, PS4, and Xbox One on the 26th of February.
Nice. Do you like... I forgot. Are you a fan of Dirt Rally?
I have it on Steam.
Oh.
I have
guess
Dirt 4 on
That's my
Steam.
question.
I have Dirt 4, I have Dirt 3, I have Dirt Showdown, and Dirt Rally on Steam.
Dirt. I was about to ask you if, like, I thought, this is 2.0, but that was 4. And again, it wouldn't have been the only game series to do it. Far from it.
No, Dirt Rally is more simulation based than arcade based.
Like Dirt 4, Dirt Rally. I don't know. I mean, there's so many. Once you get into the subcategory of racing games, it's like for me, I'm just like, gotta pick one. I haven't gotten. Well, I guess a happy medium I got stuck with was Rocket League, but I don't know. I'll probably give another racing game a chance at some point when I have time to get good.
I mean, it does make sense, right?
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to a game that's probably taken a good goddamn long time to make, Trials Rising.
Really?
Because it's been a bunch of years since Trials Fusion came out. Since 2014.
This is the motorcycle one that's all about the extreme fuckery.
Extreme fuckery, balance,
I only watched.
speed.
I haven't played it, but I've watched enough to see. Oh my god!
Trials Fusion is a lot of fun.
From Michael.
Trials Rising thrusts you onto physics-based motorcycles from beginning to end of levels that have various obstacles, ramps, and all bouts of trickery and fuckery. Trials Rising has levels based off of real-world places such as the Eiffel Tower and Mount Everest. I think there's going to be some city tracks as well. It's not going to be futuristic like Trials Fusion was, but it's going to be more more less anachronistic is what I'm looking for.
Right.
And you can complete said levels either locally or online. You can create your own courses, which is practically the requirement for Trials games anyway. Customize your rider as well as your bikes. New to Rising is a local multiplayer mode called Tandem Bike, where 2 players control the same bike. Each player is responsible for
That'll turn
controlling
out well.
part of the balance and the power of the bike. This game looks like a lot of fun. I don't own Fusion myself. However, I've played it a lot at other people's houses since it
really?
came out. And Rising looks to be a great successor to it. And it releases on PC, PS4, and Xbox One on the 26th of February.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Oh. Well, it says Switch there too, I think. So.
Oh, it does say the Switch. I'm sorry. That was my bad. I didn't notice it at first.
I don't know if I really want to subject myself to something other than Rocket League that will make me have an aneurysm.
No, it does make sense. I understand.
Not to say it's not. It looks like it's gonna be a good, installment in that series. Oh my god! I just still remember the rage quit. It made for Michael being famous for raging. That one did a number on him.
I was looking at Trials Rising and I was noticing wow, this game has one of the biggest, if not one of, it's really funny. And I was looking at the trailer and I actually really appreciated it for what it had rather than what it didn't have. So it's funny. I don't know if I'll actually play it, but I have had some friends who actually really enjoyed playing it. So at least there's that.
It's a game that takes the piss out of itself, but is also accessible to all kinds of people. You can have your hardcore gamers who are really who are basically professional Trials players, and you can have your casual players as well, and they can all have a good time. That's what I like about the Trial series.
Right.
Is that it's easily accessible and pick up and play.
Anyway.
Anyway, moving on to Weeaboo visual novels.
Yes. Continue.
Play the anime.
I was about to ask Scarvy, it's hey, do I have to talk about these games?
Yes, you do.
Fine. Steins Gate Elite is a visual novel game from the Science Adventure series, which was originally a manga and anime series, and this is actually a remake of the original game. Well, it's actually more than just a remake. This is a fully animated game using all the footage from the anime series along with newly produced animation for new story routes. It's played together with the script and voiceover from the original game. Players need to read on-screen text and press buttons to advance animations and text. Because it's a visual novel, at certain points you will be able to choose different bits to break off and go down another path, leading to a different ending. If you are into visual novels, this game releases worldwide outside of Japan for Nintendo Switch, PC, and PS4 on February 19th. Speaking of games releasing outside of Japan, Scarfy was a dum-dum and didn't understand that the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy for, Xbox One and PC, PS4 is only releasing in Japan this week, or these 2 weeks, and not anywhere else. So that was supposed to be on here, but he forgot that only in Japan.
Well, I made the visual for it anyway, so I guess we save that.
I am so confused. Is this only for Japan?
It was originally Japan only, but it's coming out on the 19th of February for PC, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch worldwide.
Oh, awesome. It almost seems like Ruby, but I don't want to compare it to that.
No, these are two very different from what
Ruby
I see.
Ruby has the caveat of being, quote, anime style. It is in the style plot-wise and design-wise and all that, aesthetically.
They're sexy teenagers fighting monsters.
Yeah, but it's an American show, so that's a little... but yeah, and also the second one, the second thing of this game, the linear one, the top middle, that fucking looks like Monica from DDLC. Right. Just Monica.
Speaking of Steins Gate, we have Steins Gate Linear Bounded Phenogram, which is a spin-off of the main series consisting of 11 side stories in different realities. Steins Gate Linear Bounded Phenogram is actually a tad different compared to the original game. These stories are set in alternate realities where some are similar to the same reality as Steins Gate, while some are very different. While following the same visual novel gameplay, you make different choices through the phone trigger system. Again, it's a spin-off title that hasn't been released outside of Japan until now, because it releases worldwide for PC and PlayStation 4 on February the 19th.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had
You're
something
having a laugh.
I'm sorry. I just had something in my head.
Well, let us hear.
And
Anyway.
we must not forget Super Toilet.
Super Toilet. Anyway, I don't have much to say regarding either of the Steins Gates. They're cool. They're nice. I don't know if I'll ever play
If you
them.
don't have much to say about them, then why did you make me talk about them?
Just in case anyone else had something to say about it. You know how our
Who
show
the
works. It's the
fuck
same
are
reason.
you?
It's the same reason why. It's the same reason why I give Krüz music that I don't personally know, that he doesn't
No,
personally
it
know.
was
That in
just
case
to
other
be an
people know.
asshole.
I'm not doing it just to be an asshole. I do take a look, but no. But really, Steins Gate. It's an interesting story. It's an interesting series. I don't know if this means I'll ever play it. I do enjoy what it looks like. I don't know if it's based off an anime. I'm pretty sure it is.
I told you it was based
literally
off an
says in
anime
the-
and
it
manga
says the
series.
Oh well, sorry. I
You're
was getting a
moron.
bottle of water. I was getting a bottle of water. But anyway,
Also,
water to restore
you
your
can
brain
read.
I know.
I
Anyway,
can't read. You have
Any-
to compile everything before you send these agendas out to us. I'm amazed you didn't read that it was based off of an anime and manga.
I forgot. Anyway, that's all I have to say regarding Steins Gate. It looks good. It looks like an interesting game. I don't know if I'll play it, but yeah, it's there.
Anyway, our next game is not Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We will be talking about that later when it gets an actual release date worldwide, because Scarfy decided, hey, we're gonna have Scarfy was gonna decide to have me put it on my list,
Poopy pants.
even though it was only releasing in Japan for the platforms that we are going to be talking about, and not worldwide yet because Capcom sucks. We're moving on to ToeJam and Earl, Back in the Groove.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, ToeJam and Earl is back. A game that will play most similar to the Genesis version of ToeJam and Earl. It will have the same fixed isometric viewpoint and feature the same basic gameplay of the original game. While it will not mostly play like the game's vastly different sequel, Panic in Fucktown, it will implement some minor sides like the Jam Out minigame. The game will feature 9 different playable characters and 4-player co-op that can be local or online. This game has been in developmental hell for a while, but I hope that it's going to be worth it because it releases on March 1st, 2019 for Linux, Mac OS, Nintendo Switch, Windows PCs, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
Are you a fan of the original ToeJam and Earl, or did you ever play it? Or
It's been such a long time, I can't even remember.
was it a fun game that you remember? Or?
I just said I can't remember.
I was talking about the plot. I wasn't talking about the gameplay.
I just said I can't remember.
Okay, all right. I was just asking. Anyway, what do you have to say to this game, Krüz?
You're not asking stupid questions. You're just being a stupid person.
Yeah. I've not played this personally, but
I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid.
I do remember. No, it's different. It may be stupid, but it's also dumb. This I have not played, but I do remember, or I do know that it's a thing. It's a one of those like 90s ass games. Like it screams 90s in your face. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking. But it's on Switch. I might give it a look. Okay. Now to the biggin.
Anyway,
Now
yeah, that's
to-
all I have to say. Now to the biggin.
The Biggin, which I do not want to see fail because people are shitting on
It looks
because it's
awesome.
EA. Because it looks great. Here we go, the big one. Anthem combines third-person shooter and action RPG elements in a contiguous open world shared with up to 3 other players, in which they take the role of a freelancer donning fully customizable exosuits called javelins. These suits can be customized to have various unique weapons and superhuman abilities. At the E3 2017 conference, two classes of javelin were shown. The Ranger, which is an all-around balanced javelin, and the Colossus, which is more of a tank-based
Why am I getting like a Pacific Rim type vibe, sort of?
I mean, anything.
Because that's
like
what you
anything in
think
like a
of when
mech.
you think mechs. But when
Or
I think mechs, I think of Titanfall and Mech Assault.
Well, I also think of Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U, which I still own, and I haven't even played or finished it yet.
If you haven't even played it, you can't even have finished it yet.
How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your mate?
But,
I mean, I played it, but I haven't finished it yet, and I just barely can get off the first level because I just got bored of it for the past few minutes, and I'm waiting for Chugga Conroy to do a let's play of it. Anyway,
that's gonna be a
continue.
long fucking time. Anyway, other javelins include the Storm, which uses powerful technology to unleash the rage of the Him while floating effortlessly in the air, and the Interceptor, which is focused on close quarter combat and can move quickly into and out of combat. Players can build relationships with various NPCs, but they cannot establish romantic relationship with them, as was a trademark in previous BioWare games like Mass Effect.
Oh yeah, big on Mass Effect. One of my friends is like super into Mass Effect, and he's like almost distraught when something goes wrong in that game.
You mean like Mass Effect 3 at the ending?
Like
I'm not gonna
was.
spoil.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was also the
almost
first
like
two Mass
despondent.
Effect games. Mass Effect 3 is more than just the ending.
Yeah.
Right.
And if all you've ever heard about Mass Effect 3 is how the ending was bad, then you need to educate yourself.
It wasn't really that. It's just I heard that the ending, the ending pissed a lot of people off for some reason.
Oh, yeah,
Again, if that's all you've heard about Mass Effect 3, you need to educate yourself.
I need to play the Mass Effect series.
Yes, you do, except for Andromeda. Don't play that.
No. Anyway.
The central meeting point of the game takes place in Fort Tarsis, the central stronghold of Anthem, built by the famous. I'm just going to leave it at that. General Helena Tarsis. It serves as a fortified settlement against the threats of the outside world, and is also the point where the player goes to receive new missions and freelance assignments. It is a melting pot with all the different factions of the game, where all the different factions of the game meet, including the Sentinels, Corvus, Cyphers, and Arcanists. The game features both single-player and cooperative multiplayer elements in a shared world that can have up to 4 squad members per team. Teams can fight savage beasts and the ruthless marauders while exploring lost ruins and experiencing massive world-altering terrain occurrences, such as Shaper Storms. And I've heard a lot of mixed things about it, but recently they've been really good things, and I want this game to succeed. I really do. I don't want people to shit on it because, bruh, EA made it. It's shit. When EA themselves have actually given control to BioWare, and they
Is EA in some really hot shit or something?
Well,
Like,
EA
did I
has
miss
a
it?
habit
The court of public opinion, yes.
Yes.
Financially, not really.
EA has a habit of what?
You need to educate yourself on EA because that is a rabbit hole that I do not want to go down.
All right.
But I hope everything goes well. This game releases for PC, PS4, and Xbox One on February 22nd if you didn't get like the Super Ultimate Omega Fancy Early Access Edition.
Yeah. Anyway.
Holy shit, I need to stop talking.
Yeah, you do. Go get a drink of water.
I've been going for nearly an hour.
Why are you trying to
Hey,
act like you still drink
Now
water?
you know how I feel. I have to drink water constantly. Just
Well, you
know, to
don't
keep-
need to
you
have such a long
do it.
movie section then.
You do it to yourself.
It's not a long movie section. The reason why the movie sections seem longer is because they're the most relatable. What part of that do you not get? Anyway,
That they also rely on other things to be relatable. They are the most, I don't know, I wouldn't say relatable, I'd say more accessible.
anyway. Do you want me to move on to... anyway, Naka, is that all you have to say?
Yes, that is all I have to say. Holy shit. Never make me
Are
do
you
this
transitioning?
again. Go with your Oscar news that got reversed.
Basically. So, I was originally going to be announcing this, but apparently this news is kind of null and void now, but we're presenting it on the show because fuck it. I might as well talk about, what they fucked up on and how they repented. So, if you couldn't stand the Oscars at this time with how controversial it got over not having a host.
What they fucked up with aside from everything.
Yeah. Oh boy, are you really not going to like this piece of news that hit, this past weekend, and then they had to reverse it.
Except it's null and void, so we don't need to talk about it.
Well, we still have to talk about what happened.
Fuck
anyway.
you. No, we don't.
Well, I'm doing it anyway. Anyway, apparently, for what they had in their minds for the first time for the 90th Academy Awards, the president of the Academy, John Bailey, and the board of directors made a fool of themselves that in order to increase viewership of the show, they wanted to cut 4 Oscar nominations out of the show during commercials as to cut time and to not go over the 3-hour mark. I have no idea why they couldn't just extend their show to 3 hours and 45 minutes, and I seriously doubt the time clock of the show has anything to do with it, but hey, I don't make the rules. The Oscars that were being cut, since I'm kind of just going unscripted right now, from the live viewing, were as follows. Cinematography, film editing, live action short, and makeup and hairstyling. Of course,
I figured hairstyling would be one that, people aren't... Granted, they're not clamoring to see it, but yeah, continuing to cut it from it is just you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, of course, this came with harsh critical backlash of the president being an idiot to what may already be one of the worst Oscar shows ever, if it hasn't.
Oscars.
And it hasn't even aired on TV yet. With now its 2 major problems: no host, and now they just went back on what probably was one of the biggest problems of the Oscars they've ever had. It's bullshit, and it doesn't stop there. Guillermo del Toro and Alfonso Cuarón both took to Twitter and had some interesting things to say to the Academy that were both harshly critical at the decision, yet not altogether inappropriate. Alfonso Cuarón put it best. In the history of cinema, and I'm, emphasizing with its bold text, masterpieces have existed without sound, without color, without a story, without actors, and without music. Not one single film has ever existed without cinematography and without editing. And I think we can all agree to that. It was aired, it was said that the Oscars, it was going to be shown off screen that will be streamed on the Oscar website via ABC channel subscription services for people who don't own cable. But who the fuck wants to do that?
So it's behind a paywall.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or who really does that? This is why the Academy should be streamed on YouTube or Twitter or something, but they're so afraid of losing that green paper. It's stupid. Could you imagine if this happened the years Zootopia was nominated?
Demonetized.
Could you imagine if this happened during the year that Zootopia was nominated and you never got to see who'd win or hear the speech? I'd be extremely pissed off. This is news that was extremely disappointing and incredibly frustrating.
It would be funny if they put it as an if they put it as an ICYMI. In case you missed it, of course we missed it because you didn't fucking show it.
That I hope is the only one year where it actually happens. I find it so hard to understand why the show gets longer. I understand there's a lot of film celebration, but at the same time, I find it difficult to find reason as to why they get longer when they seem fine. But sadly, the show must go on, and I hope the Oscars learn a valuable lesson this year. They're gonna learn all right because.
Yeah, how about maybe cut down on the speech time or the.
How about cut out all the political bullshit?
Yeah, I was gonna say also cut out all the political grandstanding too. That might save you at least a few minutes every time.
It'll save you a few hours
until the thing actually stops. I guess I don't know. I mean, that's the whole reason.
Not stop political grandstanding. It's like
no. Until the theme that they're talking about actually stops. So
the cutting time.
No, why they're political grandstanding, I guess, the way you put it. But anyway.
Oh, the reasons for it. Okay, well.
Right. Anyway.
I mean, even then, they'll still find something to be angry about. That's human nature, I guess.
So, what do you have to say regarding this particular set of news that is now null and void, Naka, when you heard this? The first time you heard it, rather.
So I don't give a fuck.
Wait, what?
It's reversed, so I don't give a fuck.
Well, say what you had to say anyway.
There's just you dumb. I was like, you people are dumb motherfuckers. You get rid of some of the more important aspects of cinematography, and you're just basically gonna throw them off the show. For what reason, huh? What was the reasoning behind it? Exactly.
Because they wanted to make more money from their commercials. And they think that if they go overtime and because people are not watching the Oscars anymore, they're becoming more obsolete or something. I'm not too sure.
Well,
Yeah, in the words of I can't find the video.
The Academy is full of
Jeff,
morons. That's it.
in the words of Jeff Ramsey, you stupid.
Anyway, that's all I have to say. But is there anything else you want me to talk about? Or do you want me to move on to our next?
Can we just not talk about the next movie?
Well, I kind of had to bring it up, and
you don't have to.
I don't have to, but I kind of need to.
You don't need to either.
I want to anyway.
You don't want to.
I know I don't, but I'm saying it anyway. All right, so let's move on to the weeks ahead, rather, since we're doing a double. Not a whole lot of movies coming out this week, but rather two. One that we can give a shit less about, but one that is a big deal in a lot of people's eyes. Let's start with the bad news first. Tyler. Look, it's not that I don't like you. I'm sure you're a nice guy. Hell, you probably are still very nice man. But boy, have you made some dumb movies, and I can't already tell from a mile away that this movie is going to be
real anger
horrible. For those of you who can't get the memo, the film that I'm talking about is, of course, Tyler Perry's A Medea's Family Funeral. An upcoming American comedy film film written, directed, and produced by Tyler Perry. It is the 11th installment of the Madea film series and stars Perry in several roles, including as the titular character as well as Cassie Davis and Patrice Lovely. A joyous family reunion becomes a hilarious nightmare as Madea and the crew travel to backwoods Georgia, where they find themselves unexpectedly planning a funeral that might unveil unsavory family secrets. So good news, according to Tyler Perry, that this is the last Madea film we'll ever see. And thank God, because there's not a whole lot I can talk about this picture. It's Tyler Perry. It's Tyler banking off of his character to make money. That's about it. Not a whole lot of worth it. The film releases March 1st. I'm done. I don't have anything to say about this film. I don't care. I don't.
Can we just look at that number 11 and imagine just how something so just objectively bad has been able to, stumble along for this long. I mean, Tyler Perry is not, again, like you said, not a bad, I guess, but just this, to have this be your legacy is depressing. Much
and
like
the fact that you're called The Family Funeral, the film is about the film series is to die. That's what's happening.
Yeah, even with it won't die. The only other movie I saw in the series, Why Did I Get Married To, which it had a few gratuitous funny moments, but then the movie got really just not even dramatic, but just straight up depressing.
Yeah,
I'm just this is just depressing to watch. These people are horrible human beings, and they're horrible to each other. And it's just, why am I watching this? This is hell. This is just,
anyway, man. I don't have much to say regarding this, but anyway,
I don't want to talk about it.
This movie series hurts your soul, doesn't it?
Yeah. No. They just stop, please. We're done. This franchise is over. Let's leave it dead. And then Tyler Perry's just going to bring it back in 2 years and be like, "Oh, surprise! I'm back."
And I'm pretty sure he will.
I forgot my glasses.
I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be the last one. I'm pretty sure 10 years down the road he's going to make another one, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I don't know if it's even going to be 10 years. It's probably in 10 years he's probably going to have at least 2 or 3 more.
It's going to be 2 weeks.
It won't stop until he is dead.
Pretty much. I kind of want Tyler Perry to make better movies now. I'm getting tired of his Madea movies. I'm just going to say that right now. Tyler Perry, I love you, but you gotta stop. You gotta stop, man. You gotta go chase your dream. Go do something.
No, he is chasing his dream. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He's a clout chaser.
Yeah, and that's really all I could say. I really wanted him to do something better with this.
It's the classic, you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. Anyway, Do you want me to move on to our next trailer that is probably the most interesting out of all of them, since it's the
good
only
one.
trailer that is... Yes, the good one. Let's move on to that one. Just a quick second right here. Just a quick second. Okay, let's move on to well, it looks like it's finally time to see arguably one of the DreamWorks Animation's better franchises that for some reason is being milked just as much as Shrek was. And in the near future still is, but we'll get to that later.
It's not, though. That's where you're wrong.
Well, they're
No. It is milked. There are series of this movie. There are animated series. There are toys. There are pretty much everything that Shrek had. But
don't forget the offshoots too, even like the Puss in Boots movie, and then the planned Donkey movie. I don't know. It's like,
but anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World is a 2019 American computer animated action fantasy film loosely based off the book series of the same name by Cressida Cowell, produced by DreamWorks Animation and distributed by Universal Pictures. It is the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon 2 and the final installment in the How to Train Your Dragon film trilogy. We'll wait until that happens. Written and directed by Dean DeBlow. The film stars the voices of Jay Baruchel, America Ferrera, Kate Blanchett, Craig Ferguson, F. Murray Abraham, and Kit Harington from Game of Thrones, because dragons in Game of Thrones. It is the first DreamWorks animation film to be distributed by Universal Pictures, whose parent company, NBC Universal, acquired DreamWorks Animation in 2016 rather than 20th Century Fox, with which the studio previously had a distribution deal. What began as an unlikely friendship between an adolescent Viking and a fearsome night fury dragon has become an epic adventure spanning their lives. Now chief and ruler of Berk alongside Astrid, Hiccup has created a gloriously chaotic dragon utopia. When the sudden appearance of female light fury coincides with the darkest threat their village has ever faced, Hiccup and Toothless must leave the only home they known and journey to a hidden world. God, I can't. All right.
Basically,
any only to exist in myth. As their true destinies are revealed, Dragon and Rider will fight together to the very ends of the earth to protect everything they've grown to treasure. So I need you all to hear me out on this one. I have a very mixed relationship with the How to Train Your Dragon series. I don't know what it is, but I came out of the first one feeling very disappointed for reasons that I can't really go into unless the other person saw it themselves. I enjoyed up until the end during the first movie, and at the end I came out of the theater just feeling really bad and not at all fulfilled. And then I saw the second movie, and I barely remember anything from it other than the main plot points because I saw the film a grand total of one time, and probably the reason why it's because it's from DreamWorks. It's not that I hate this series at all. It looks great. It has character. It does do things. But I can't understand why a lot of people really enjoy this series, and I don't. Because I think to myself, yeah, dragons are cool. I like dragons. Dragons fly. They breathe fire. What's not to like? They're freaking awesome. But I just find myself never giving the series the love and attention like most people do. And I can't really describe the reason as to why. Maybe I have to watch the first two films again so I can understand what it is that people got that I missed or why they enjoyed it and I didn't. But I can't deny the more than enough merit for people for this film and beloved film series. I'm at the very least grateful that it is a film that I can recommend you guys, because I'll be honest, I'd much rather watch this film and film series over the plethora of other DreamWorks movies and other really mediocre animated works out there. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm in any shape to see this movie if I'm having a hard time understanding as to why people are moved about this film and have a very, very hard time seeing what other people see. However, I'm very sure the movie was made well, so hopefully you guys will be able to enjoy it. The film already released in Australia and New Zealand, respectively, on January 3rd, already gaining critical attention. The film will be releasing February 22nd in the US. You waited long enough, fans. You owe yourself to see it. And so, Naka, Krüz, I need to... That's pretty much how I felt about the How to Train Your Dragon series. Is there anything that you want to say regarding this series? Because I don't know if you're huge fans of it, or I'm not too sure. What do you have to say?
I've thoroughly enjoyed the franchise as a whole.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's a good franchise, and, yeah, it's just a kids' movie franchise, but I can look beyond that because it's appealing to both children and adults because there's actually a lot of, deep like there's a lot of depth into the series as well.
I think they got the dragon on loan from How to Train Your CGI artist. Never mind. Anyway, what do you have to say?
Well,
What do you have to? So you did enjoy this series, Naka.
I've enjoyed the first 2 movies. I haven't really watched any of the spin-offs just because, they might be canon, they might not be. I don't really know, but definitely the first 2 movies I thoroughly enjoyed. And I when I first heard about this movie, I was like, "Holy crap! Another How to Train Your Dragon! I'm excited."
Oh, really? So, is there any way that you can recommend me to possibly get to see this movie again in order to, because I have trouble seeing what other people see when it comes to this movie. And it's not that I don't hate it. It's just that I was disappointed.
What I would do is put aside your, DreamWorks is milking the franchise eyes and just watch the movies for what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And just try and enjoy the movies for what they are, not like the IP they've become with like the spin-offs and everything.
Right.
That's
do you
my
have
recommendation
anything else?
to you.
Right. Okay. Krüz, do you have anything to say regarding How to Train Your Dragon?
The only one I've seen was the first one, and I did enjoy it, but it wasn't like awe-inspiring. And I mean, it's not common that one is. That's what makes movies special, is when they are like, they do make you go like, holy shit, this is good. Like the last one, I don't know. I mean, Aquaman almost did that because it was a refreshing good movie. The last one that did that, I think, for me was Bohemian Rhapsody and then Hereditary.
Right.
But
so
I would have to catch up in the second movie, but I feel like, I don't know. I do feel like I should see it just to see the whole. I don't think this probably isn't, I don't know, an ending, because I said like the story itself is not entirely, well, like the movies aren't a representation of the entire story, the whole thing itself. But I feel like I might as well see it at some point. I don't know if I'll go out of my way to go to theaters to see it, but I would have to go seeing the second one before that, and probably go back and see the first one. I might as well just refresh my memory.
So
the one thing I really remember from it is like in the beginning, it was like talking to Hiccup. The guy's talking to Hiccup about weapons. It's like, you can't even hold one of these, and it gets knocked out of his hand. It's like, shit.
So I do have a does if Hiccup's dragon's name is Toothless, does that mean the white dragon's name is Toothpaste?
She does look like a Colgate, if you know what I mean.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
Is she toothpaste? Does she shoot toothpaste from her mouth? I don't know. Instead of shooting fire, she shoots like pressed. I don't know. Just
well, the thing is, you don't need to be like Cody says. You don't need to like Cody says. Oh, I probably need to be a scaly. It was like you don't.
Not to enjoy it. Well, to enjoy it in a different way, and we're not gonna.
Because I watched the first 2 films
before
I joined the fandom, and I was like, oh, I don't. It's like I'm not like attracted to these creatures. I like the movies because they're great movies.
How did you get into the fandom anyway?
That is a long story that is not appropriate for work.
All right.
That is not appropriate for these airwaves.
Well, I'll ask you after. I'll ask you off screen. How about that?
You'll ask me off screen and in about 20 years.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's move on to our coming attractions. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. These coming attractions are all very interesting in their own special way. There's some trailers we really do not want to happen, and there's some trailers that are just so. Oh my god, this looks incredible!
I would want Fortnite and Mark Ass Brownlee.
Anyway, let's move on to our coming attractions. The Hustle. 2 down-and-out con artists engage in a loser leaves town contest. This is interesting considering that I really love, what's her name? How do you pronounce it? She's Catwoman in Batman 3.
Oh, fucking...
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
So, I'm not gonna lie, what did you think regarding this particular traitor, guys?
I always like the story. I was like, whoever wins gets to stay, loser gets to leave town and forget all of this happened. I kind of like those stories.
Wow. That's actually pretty nice.
I don't know. I think my general feeling is apathy. I guess it's just kind of like I don't know. It's just because like I'm just like I'm almost tired of seeing Anne Hathaway. Like she's not a bad actress, but I'm just like tired of seeing her in like too many things. Not like she's not even in too many movies, but it's just like I'm just like, oh, can it just not be her this time? But I don't know. It's a movie, I guess. It's probably not one I would go on my way to see. That doesn't mean, and if I say something sucks, that doesn't mean it actually sucks. That just means I think it sucks. Unless, of course, we're talking about something like Maroon 5, which objectively sucks.
Right.
There you go.
Anyway, do you want me to move on to our next coming attraction?
Sure.
Seth Rogen in another thing.
That is. You don't like Seth Rogen's laughter, do you?
No, I find it annoying.
Long shot. An unemployed journalist battered by his own misfortune endeavors to pursue his childhood crush and babysitter, who now appears to be one of the most powerful and attainable women on the planet. Wait, did you get that laugh from Brock Stubbs?
Seth Rogen move or movie.
Naka?
No, it's because he sounds like a lawnmower.
He's like,
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like his laugh, but anyway.
His laugh is very, very like. Oh my god, Cody! You know what? Now that you said it, it's gonna fucking happen, and we are going to crucify you for your transgressions.
Anyway, that's all I have to say regarding Longshot. Is there anything you want to say regarding this? It looks interesting. It's about a person trying to up-one a politician, basically.
And while wearing one of those fucking, I don't know what the name of it is, but one of those like very uniquely colored jackets, sports jackets. I don't know, like his one is like green and purple. It's like while wearing one of those while at a black tie party thing.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
Yep. Is there anything is there anything that you want to say, Naka?
No, because I don't. I like these stories. Just I get nothing out of them. Hello.
Do you want to move on to the next trailer?
Yes.
Yeah. Octavia Spencer.
You should always assume that when there's like a pause for like 1.5 seconds, and just be like, "Yeah, move on. You don't need to ask the question."
All right. Well, I'm going to move on to
the future director of Fortnite the movie. I hate even saying that is going to see this specific podcast and say, "This was my inspiration to make the movie." Cody Fox is way ahead of his time. He is a genius. He doesn't even play the game. I don't know if he does. But he's more valuable to Fortnite than Ninja.
Anyway.
And my God, you are not going to like what happens next.
Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next coming attraction with Octavia Spencer in Ma. A woman befriends a group of teenagers and decides to let them party at her house. When the kids
isn't sketchy at all to begin with.
Their luck couldn't get better. Things start happening that makes them question the host's intentions. So I'm not going to lie.
Serial murderer.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. The fact that you're usually used to seeing Octavia Spencer very, very like more
for her trying to be like menacing.
I've never seen her menacing, and she looks creepy as hell.
It's like John Goodman's role in 10 Cloverfield Lane. Like he's normally is like a cheerful, or just like a outspoken like a guy who just like he's a character. He's like that's his John Goodman is his personality. But to see him like turn into one of those like big lumbering menacing drunkard kind of people in 10 Cloverfield Lane was kind of a shock, but it was like interesting because that movie literally almost had me shaking because it was just so tense.
This trailer is giving you the same vibe.
It's not the same as Cloverfield Lane, but this like it's a similar situation with Octavia Spencer's normally either a sarcastic, sassy kind of I don't know,
but also a sweetheart.
Yeah, too. Yeah. And but now she's trying to be like this serial killer menacing person. And it's not even that just that she kills people. Apparently she was like, I don't know what it was. She was like painting their face with something or like doing some weird shit to them. not even like
yeah, I don't
it
exactly
might
know
not
what,
even
but
be
it's like.
torture, but it's just like fucking with them generally.
So
And
what
then
do you
she
have to
starts,
say
like,
regarding
following them home and
right?
shit. That's where it gets real creepy.
So what do you have to say regarding this trailer, Naka? Because it gets creepy real fast.
Well, there's that, but teenagers are looking for a place to party. Don't look for it at somebody's house. Go
Well,
find
she
like
came
an
to
abandoned-
them. She came to them, but
She
all,
came to them.
then
What the fuck?
but
She's a
then again,
pedophile.
well, she's
They're
a woman.
teenagers.
But then again, it's also kind of like, I would probably personally feel more comfortable if it was this would make it better if it was sanctioned by a friend's parent, and also
Does it at least look good to you, Naka?
I mean, not really, because
Here's,
it's like
here's the thing:
I
horror movies are based on people making stupid decisions. That's
because
what
these are
most horror
dumbass
movies are based on.
teenagers. I hate dumbass teenagers.
Horror movies rely on people making like butt fucking stupid decisions.
I mean, does that mean you hate the kids?
The guy who
find them likable?
What was that question?
people. Well, you do have horror.
Frame dropping.
It doesn't rely on everyone being stupid. It relies on at least one or two people being stupid.
Frame dropping.
Yeah, and also like that Geico commercial. It's like, hey, we should get in that car that's already started. It's like, no, we'll actually hide in the shed behind the
Did it
row
go
of
up?
chainsaws.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool. Anyway, so would you see this movie if it was actually good, Naka?
Yes, if
All right, cool.
they weren't dumbass teenagers, because I was nearly killed by dumbass teenagers in high school.
Really?
It's a long story. I don't want to get into it.
Anyway, all right. Well, do you want me to move on to this trailer that sparked a lot of memes on the internet, like in a matter of hours?
And nope, there it is.
Big boy Bumbo.
Yep.
Shout out to Big Boy Bumbo.
So this is basically an update of Aladdin, the 2019 live action remake of the 1992 rather Disney film of the same name. And
we got to see what the thing looks like, and yeah, I think the dislike ratio on the trailer says some things. I don't know if it's the same one you cited. I think
I am really surprised that Disney has not disabled their comment section yet.
Oh yeah, here's the dislike ratio on this video. 62,000 likes, 99,000 dislikes.
So Will Smurf, and that's basically what I'm going to be calling him. Yeah, like,
If this movie doesn't need to exist, moving on.
One of the top comments, Will Smurf.
No. You have to give more than that. Like, I understand you want to skip it, but you have to give something out of yourself, Naka. What do you have to say regarding Will Smith as Genie? Like, just ugh.
This movie doesn't need to exist. Moving on.
No, that's not good enough for me. I mean, yes, I agree that it doesn't need to exist, but like, what was your opinion seeing Will Smith as Genie? Just because it looks just so.
Here's a good comment. YouTube. We made the most disliked video ever. Super Bowl. You sure about that? Disney, hold my princess cup.
So I'm gonna be really honest with you regarding this. Like, the CG on Will Smith literally looks like the CG from Maleficent. If you never saw that movie with the three fairies, it's like la la la.
Jafar looks like an Uber driver.
So I'm not gonna lie. Oh god, that's so bad. That's in such poor taste. Why would you say that?
Hey, that wasn't that. He was reading a comment.
I'm reading a comment. But
I understand you're reading a comment, but it's like, holy shit, that's such poor taste. Good lord.
Well, okay, you won't. Don't tell me you haven't had the. I don't know. I guess that from generally the Middle Eastern or South Asian driver. I don't know. Fucking.
Well, a lot of.
We had an interesting conversation with an Uber driver who's from Pakistan. It was very good, cool guy, I guess.
When I worked at Jiffy Lube, whenever we would get a lot of Uber drivers and like Lyft drivers, a lot of them were, Middle Eastern or,
a lot of them
African,
have like
Indian.
They come here because their kids go to college here. That's usually, I think that's usually the reason. It's like why they moved here, or they move here so that can happen, I guess.
Right. So, but yeah, just, that sort of thing, it's like, oh, okay, well, But yeah, you don't like the look of Genie from Aladdin in this movie, do you, Naka?
No, I'd rather go back.
That's not.
To
That's not.
1992.
You'd rather go back to the original version?
Fuck yes, I would.
Absolutely. I mean,
Because nobody can replace Robin Williams.
No,
It's like-
no
it's
one
not-
can, and it looks ugly. It looks
and
horrible.
here's the thing. I'm almost like, I'm usually, because music involves a lot of covers and like, oh, the original's better or whatever fucking thing. It's okay to make a cover of literally anyone. No one is no one is untouchable, despite what people say. Tucker, no one is untouchable. Even
Hi,
Lemmy,
Tucker.
even Motorhead isn't
Hear
untouchable.
you.
But here's the thing: you can make a cover, or you can remake something. Just it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't even have to be okay. It just has to be something other than egregiously.
Also, did anybody hear me fart into the mic?
No.
I farted into the mic.
I'm wondering
That's
if people heard my fart earlier.
Can we not do scatological humor? I'm not into that.
I farted
Sorry.
into
It's
the mic.
just a fart. There's no shit involved. I didn't shit myself.
I farted into the
Yeah,
mic.
but I don't-
That's how I feel about this movie. Move on to
Fired it.
yesterday.
All right.
It feels
all right.
like the feeling where you shit yourself, and it's a bad
Okay,
time all
stop.
around.
Anyway, let's move on to the next trailer. Yesterday, a struggling musician realized he's the only person on Earth who can remember arguably the greatest band of all time. Yeah, I actually want to see this, guys, because this is like what would happen if the Beatles was not made until the modern day era, and what would happen if they were actually in the modern day era.
They didn't exist. Well, here's the thing: like this guy has to reintroduce them to the world, but everyone thinks it's him, so he kind of gets the fame of, the old, what was it, 16?
He's credited for making the songs, basically.
like the one, what was it, 66 or 64? Like when the Beatles were on that talk show or whatever, or like the show or whatever, and that was their first like thing in America, and everyone just lost their shit. Like there are those kinds of moments that he alone has to experience because everyone thinks it's him making the songs. It's an interesting premise. Not the typical, everyone's forgotten that this thing exists or this thing doesn't exist anymore, but that he is taking it on himself, almost unknowingly to reintroduce the Beatles to the world. Think about it. In this world, there was never a "Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles," and then "I Want to Hold Your Hand," please. It's like there was none of that.
Excuse me for a moment. I'm going to take my dog downstairs real quick. I believe there's somebody else in the house that can take care of him right now, so I'll just be right back real quick, and then we can get my opinion on yesterday.
You sweaty boss.
So, is this a movie that you would definitely want to see, Krüz, considering that, the Beatles was responsible for inspiring a whole genre of rock, of music, and was responsible for arguably, probably, inspiring many different other genres of music as well?
Specifically, at least, Tom Araya of Slayer has said in an interview that he so it was a kids interview bands was the name of the show, and
right,
the kid was like, "Did you ever pretend to be someone when you were playing guitar in front of the mirror?" He's like, "Well," he said he would play the broom to Beatles songs. So the thing is, the Beatles are like so far reaching in music. Because they have done so much, and they're like any of their songs can sound extremely varied. Even Day Tripper was the first song I learned on guitar, followed by Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day and Iron Man by Black Sabbath. Good God, he's a loud motherfucker.
Yeah, because the person I thought was home, they left.
Oh God.
Shit.
Isn't there anyone is like
No, nobody's home. It's just me.
I'm not no.
Well, I understand.
I'm
I
not
understand you're
feeling him.
alone, but is there any way that you can bring him downstairs and put him outside or something like that?
No, because he'll just bark at the door and want to come inside.
We'll put him farther away.
It'll still be farther. It'll still be farther away from the mic at least, but
Yes.
Put him
I want
inside the
to
room.
hold on. Before I go take care of him, I want to get my opinion on, I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I understand and respect what they have done for music, but I just don't like their music myself. And, a movie that focuses on the Beatles could be very interesting, like Bohemian Rhapsody as well.
Right.
All right,
But
there's
you
my
definitely.
piece.
But would you see? Oh, would you see this?
I probably would.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Also, as soon as I've finished that rant, my dog is shut up for right now.
Oh.
So we're probably good for a few minutes. All right, let's go.
Now
Rapid
you
fire.
should.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, I have to read this in a voice. Aladdin is a big blue fart.
Anyway, let's move on to our final two trailers. Tolkien. The formative years of an orphaned author finds friendship, love, and artistic inspiration among a group of fellow outcasts at the school. Guys, I want to see it.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I was looking at the teaser trailer, and it left me with a very, very it left on a very interesting note. I'm like, wow, just like it looked so, like it felt so soothing in a way. Like, what do you think, Naka?
Well, I can actually somewhat connect to the story, like just in your tagline, because I'm not an orphan, but I was never really in the it crowd. I was more of just like I was a little bit of an outsider, but I was able to find a group of friends.
I don't think any of us really were. Even if we were, it was probably a subjective thing, or even that there were more than one types of, or more than one like subgroups of the in group or whatever.
Continue, Naka.
But I wasn't necessarily like an outcast, even though for a lot of the years that I was in public school, I was bullied, and I was like, rumors spread around about me, even though they were all false, but like they died off really, really, really quickly, and thank God.
Right.
But that's why I really want to connect to it. And Tolkien is, he is the father of the Lord of the Rings.
I would dare say he's pretty much the father of like high level fantasy, I want to say.
Yeah. At least, like, if nothing else, probably you can not just say one of the biggest names, like the biggest name in just like fantasy of that ilk. In addition to being an inspiration to one of my favorite bands, Amon Amarth, which Amon Amarth, if I remember correctly, is the Elvish name for Mount Doom.
It is correct.
A lot of Tolkien stuff is inspired by Norse mythology. So yeah, there's a lot of connection between like.
We still need to watch the rest of the trilogy, don't we, Krüz?
Yeah. I saw one of them was on Netflix. I forget which one it was.
The Two Towers.
I'll go check real quick.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh nope, I didn't mean to do that.
But anyway, is that all you have to say regarding Tolkien? And are you definitely going to probably go see it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna make an attempt to. I don't know how many of the movies I'll be able to actually go and see. It might just be time that restricts me. I do have more time available to me because my classes are more condensed. But we'll see. I'll try to go and see it.
Anyway. Well, we finally come to our final trailer, and I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what it is.
Also, it is Fellowship of the Ring is the one that's on Netflix.
Yeah, I showed you that one. I showed you the extended edition. And you really enjoyed it, didn't you?
I did enjoy it. Yeah, I might just go watch it again, just on a whim.
Just for the record, it's not the extended edition. It's the regular edition, so it probably won't have the scenes that you remember it after I showed you. But anyway, do you want to
have all of them? It'll probably just I know what it is. It's a director's cut.
Let's move on to the last trailer.
All right, guys.
I want to die.
So all right, guys. I want to die because this movie is existing.
It's like Scarfy asked me to watch the trailer, and I'm like, can I just contract a dysentery instead? Please. Please, is this a legitimate option?
No.
I hate
Frozen
this.
2. Four friends,
this.
one.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
One who has the power to control ice and snow go far in the forest to know the truth about an ancient mystery of their kingdom.
No.
So
you don't say one has control over ice and snow and all that shit.
Which
it's
one
not
of
like
them is
it was
it?
part
Pray tell,
of
because nobody
the first
really
movie.
knows.
So what do you have to say
really
regarding
knows.
this trailer for this movie, Naka? Are you going to go see it?
You know what? I don't. The stream will no longer have to listen to your opinion. It is just me now. It is just me on the stream. They cannot hear you. I hate this movie with a passion. I absolutely abhor Frozen. Look, it's just a sequel to the first one. And again, they still can't hear you talking about how, oh, it's a great movie. Oh, it's a great movie. Because you know what? It's fucking awful. It's so contrived. The whole movie wouldn't have fucking happened anyway if their parents weren't such dumb fucks and died rather than explaining what the fucking situation was. If they didn't go out to sea and die in some stupid ship crash, they could have just explained the whole situation to the kids, and nothing would have happened in the first movie. No first movie would have happened, and that would have been far better than the actual movie we got.
We need a clip. Just
Let it go.
Okay, you know what? Fuck this. You are. Can I mute you on Hangouts? I can't mute you on Hangouts. This is why you prefer Hangouts, is because I can't mute you whenever I want, like Discord. Because if this were Discord, I would have just pressed the deafen button on you, or I would have kicked you into the corner. Yeah, that's not saying much! Again, that's not saying much! No!
Naka, does it feel like 6 years since the first movie came out?
No! It feels like
couldn't have
2
been long
fucking
enough.
hours, because I always have to be reminded of that horseshit song and horseshit movie about how terrible it is and how, oh, I just need to let it go. How about, fuck no, I'm gonna hold my grudge against you and you're going to die by the knife.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I prefer
And then, and how long has it been since this Zootopia sequel?
I don't give enough of a shit right now about that, okay?
I'll believe it when I see
patiently
it.
for that. I can't wait. I totally cannot wait for another Frozen movie to be made, and then they're going to make 16 more of them!
It's going to be their most successful franchise.
I've never seen Naka this angry, ever.
I'm going to shove my fist so far up your ass you can brush your teeth with my fist.
So what do you have to say regarding this trailer, Krüz?
Fuck this movie, fuck it to hell, and fuck it to damnation of mankind!
What do you have to say about this trailer, Krüz?
Well, that's some quality content right there. I do say so myself.
No, but really.
About this, so I've refused to see the movie just because I thought it was like, oh, this is stupid. It's just called Frozen. That's not to say it doesn't have a story. Of course it has a story. It has to. But to me, it's just like, ironically now, just the concept of the movie itself has been worse than the stupid song, which I hate the shit out of. At least that tended to die down, but the presence of the movie, at least in merchandise, hasn't. And because you see that the stupid Elsa and whatever other bitch's name was.
No,
Anna.
because
Shit.
we don't give a fuck.
Why
Yeah,
are
you
you
see
burying your
that
fangs?
You see that
You know
shit
why?
everywhere.
Because I have to fucking deal with this shit on a daily basis, okay? I am sick and fucking
You're
tired
making
of
Tucker
this
sad.
stupid franchise. I
You're
want to
making
just
Tucker
finish
cry.
the show so I can take him outside so he can do his business because there's nobody here, and I just fuck this movie. Fuck it to hell. Seriously, let's just stop talking about it. You can give us your money so I can get more cough drops so I can do more stupid rants about this shit, okay? If you want to see me really fucking angry, I could go on for a fortnight about how terrible this movie is and how terrible this fucking franchise is.
Do you think Zootopia 2 should have came out before this one?
Yes.
I think it actually is better that it's after because maybe the momentum wave will last somewhat longer, or at least you have a whole fandom backing it up. And I think for me, I've kind of not gotten over my anger. I'm still angry about it, but I'm not like outwardly angry to it. I'm just like, at some point, if you're so angry at something for so long, you just become apathetic like I have. It's just like, I I don't like. It's not even worth shitting on now, just because it's just like.
Would you see this movie? Krüz.
No.
I haven't. He said no for me, but I'm going to say I haven't seen the first one. I've refused to see it because I don't want to, and of course,
I might see this. I might see the second one.
I almost even. You don't even have to at this point just to know everything that happens, because either from clips or from like, I don't know, toys or fucking just any little bits of media that aren't the movie itself. Like, you get the whole of the gist of the movie through that. You don't need to go and see the fucking movie. And the whole movie culminates in that fucking song, which I, of course, prefer the song "Let This Go" by Five Finger Death Punch, which is, as Naka described, about not letting go.
Anyway.
So, yeah, we're basically... I think that Naka wants to take Tucker outside to do what he has done on this movie and take a shit.
Yes. So that is if. All right. Well, that's it. That's our show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're not gonna speed the ending up, but we're gonna end it generally. Please donate. Please donate to us via Streamlabs. We do a lot. We do our best. You know, we hope to have really good shows. But anyway, I hope that we will. Yeah, Disney is the father of furries, most definitely.
They won't disappoint us, but that does not.
That's not
make
saying much.
Anyway.
That doesn't make them a saint. Okay, that doesn't mean that they can't. They can't be shitty. I don't know.
Anyway, that is it for our show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you have a fantastic weekend. We will hope to see you back.
2 weeks.
We hope to see you back on February 3rd, right, Naka?
Yes.
All right.
February 3rd, you mean March 3rd?
Well, March 3rd, right. The week of March 3rd. We'll be focusing on the other stuff anyway. Anyway, guys, my name is Scarfy.
I'm Naka, and I am seriously pissed.
I'm Krüz, and I've been dead inside for 3 years.
You should go to
And
bed.
this has been Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse. Have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care. Have a good night, guys.
I wish that I was dead.
Stay awesome. Stay nice. Have a good night, guys.
All right, good night. All right, now that we're alone, have a good night, and don't see that fucking movie.